Hello everyone, it's Mrs. Black. We have finished our 5th week of school, and I just wanted to give everyone some updates on how things are going here at school and some adjustments that we've made based on these first 5 weeks of school. First of all the teachers, all the students, everyone is doing a great job. So keep up the hard work. I know sometimes it can seem like a lot of work in the afternoon after spending some time here at school to do your homework, keep up on your lessons, but please keep doing it, everyone. You're doing a great job. And parents also, thank you so much for your help with our distance learners and finishing up everyone's school day at home with you guys. So again, thank you everyone. You're all doing a great job. Some of the things that have changed since the beginning of the school year. Starting next week, our specials, so that would be our PE, art, and computers, are going to be looking a little bit different. Students will be traveling to the art and computers room, and PE will be held in the gym and the multi-purpose room on days when the students can't get outside. I just want to assure all of the parents the safety precautions that we're taking in those cases. First of all, we are allowing for extra distance between students in those areas. The art room is a large room, plenty of room for spacing. The computer room, we're using space in between the computers. There aren't any students sitting right next to computers. Students are also bringing their own materials. So with computers, they're bringing their own devices that they have, so that way they don't have to worry about touching a device that anyone else has touched. And with art, students will be having their own individual art supplies that they will be using during that time. As for PE, there will be very minimal equipment sharing that happens, but if there is any equipment sharing, that will be cleaned off after school each day. As far as art and computers, they will also be wiping down student desk areas in between classes. The next subject I wanted to talk about was grading. Because of the limited amount of time that we have in school, and we want to be able to fairly assess the students and make sure that we are assessing them in subject areas that we've had enough time to prepare them for, we will not be assessing science, social studies, or worldly wise here at school. Our grades for all the grade levels, we will be assessing English language arts and math. Next, talking about the different learners that we have. A couple of reminders for our students who are coming into school every day. If you are coming into school, you need to make sure that your device is charged each day, and don't forget to complete that afternoon or must-do work that teachers are sending home for you to also take care of in the afternoon. Distance learners, really important that you are signing in at the beginning of your live classroom sessions. This is when the teachers are taking attendance, so if you're not there in the first couple of minutes, you might get marked absent and your parents might get a phone call. So please make sure that you are logging in right at the beginning of those meetings. Also, it's important that you have your camera turned on as much as you can. If your camera is off, for whatever reason you choose to have it off, you are still expected to be participating and listening. So the teacher might call on you, might ask you to unmute yourself so that you can answer the question. So if at all possible, keep your camera on. If you can't, you still need to be close and listening and following along with the lesson. I mentioned it a little bit too about muting yourselves. Unless your teacher asks you to, and certainly upon entering a meeting, you want to make sure to mute yourself so that the background noise at home isn't heard, and the teacher can make sure that everyone in class and everyone at home can hear the lesson and what's going on. When you are on camera during your live classroom meetings, your behavior needs to be the same level of appropriateness as if you were sitting in the classroom. So you need to be sitting in a space, you need to be sitting up, not laying down in your bed. You need to not be eating your breakfast in the middle of your meeting. You need to not be showing your classmates toys or have your dog sitting next to you, petting your dog, showing everyone your cat. Just the same classroom rules that apply if you're in the classroom also apply if you're a distance learner at home. Students and parents, I also wanted to make sure that everyone understands that during your live meetings, your teacher might not be able to be seen every moment that you are live streaming. The teachers have students at home and they also have students in the classroom. So there are times that they might have to either mute their own mic or they might have to step out of view to help a student in the classroom and make sure that they're following along or redirect their behavior. So even though you're in a live meeting, you might not be able to see your teacher every moment, and that's okay. You should still be able to hear them, and you'll be able to hear what's happening in class. The next really big issue is attendance. So if your child is not following their regular schedule, so if they're a remote learner and they're not going to be able to log into meetings for the day, or if they're an in-person learner and they're not able to come in for the day, you need to call the office and let them know. We take attendance for remote students and in-person students every day. So if that is changing at all, you need to call the office and let them know. Also, students may not switch back and forth daily between being an in-person learner and a remote learner. Those decisions need to be made for the week. So if you're going to be a remote student, you're going to be a remote student for the week. If you're going to be an in-person learner, you are being an in-person learner for the whole week. It is very difficult to get materials together for teachers to have lessons prepared when students are going back and forth between in-person and remote student on a daily basis. So with that being said, if you are an in-person learner and you are home for the day because you're not feeling well, you can absolutely log in to your classroom's meeting to try to stay caught up on your work and assignments. Just like if last year you were homesick, your parent might come to school and pick up your work for the day, and you could complete that and come back to school the next day hoping that you are caught up with the lesson and you haven't missed as much because you did your work the night before. So again, if you are an in-person learner and you are going to be out sick, but you're still well enough that you could log in and you want to watch the meetings and try to stay caught up with your class, you can absolutely do that. You will still be marked absent, just like if last year you were absent, but you got your work at home and you were able to make it up. You can still log into your class and stay up to date on what's happening. Also, I would like to talk a little bit about signs and symptoms and when you should and shouldn't send your child to school. First of all, if your child is showing any symptoms of COVID-19, we ask that you keep your child at home. Please call the school, please let us know, and you can expect that the nurse is going to be reaching out. She's been doing a fabulous job of following up, answering questions maybe that you have about when you can and can't send your child back to school, and just making sure that we are keeping everyone here at school as safe as we can. If anyone in your household or a close contact is showing symptoms or is being tested, it is very important that you keep your child at home until we get the results of that test back. So again, any close contacts or anyone within your home, if they are being tested, please keep your child home until we have those results. Also, if your child is sent home because they have some COVID-19 symptoms, but you do not think that they have COVID-19, by all means, please schedule an appointment with your child's doctor. If your child's doctor is able to give us some kind of alternate diagnosis that no, they don't have coronavirus, they have strep, they did a rapid strep test, they've been on antibiotics for 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever the doctor's recommendation is, and they can come back to school, we can certainly honor that. So if you are concerned about any symptoms, the best thing to do is go to your doctor. If they can provide us with some alternate diagnosis, then chances are your child can return within that sooner than that 14-day window. And Nurse Angie would reach out to you and talk to you about that specifically. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is masks. The kids in general have been doing a great job wearing their masks. So again, keep up the good work, everyone. I just need everyone to make sure that we are washing those masks on a daily basis. Some of the masks are starting to come to school, maybe not washed as often. So please make sure that your child has a new clean mask each day. And also for parents that I have seen in the car rider lines in the morning, please don't ever feel like you have to turn around and go back home if you forget a mask. We have lots of reusable masks here, disposable masks here that we can give students to use for the day. So again, keep up the great work, everyone. 5 weeks of school down. We're doing a great job, and I love seeing everyone every day and hearing all of the voices and laughter in our school again. Have a great weekend. Bye.